The Hunter Association chairman himself takes an interest in Jin and decides to personally oversee his evaluation. On the day of the reevaluation, Jin walks past everyone like a ghost, stealing the spotlight without even trying. T-Solo Leveling Season 2 kicks off with Sung Jinwoo continuing his ascension into godhood, but this time the world is starting to notice. Jin has been laying low, taking on minor jobs in dungeons, but his power is becoming too overwhelming to stay hidden for long. Right from the start, Jin is invited to a mining dungeon where he meets Cha Hayin, a top S-rank hunter. She senses something strange about him, but can't quite put her finger on it. She notices his scent, something entirely different from what she's used to. Jin awkwardly brushes it off, saying it's just his cologne, but this interaction leaves Cha intrigued. She starts to wonder who he really is and why his presence feels so unique. Meanwhile, the Hunters Association refuses to disclose any information about him, adding to the mystery surrounding his existence. Not long after, Jin gets invited to another dungeon raid, but this time he's supposed to be a baggage carrier. Seeing an opportunity to gain more experience and collect even more shadows, he agrees. Once inside, he immediately senses a powerful aura but says nothing. The raid team consists of experienced hunters, but none of them compare to the monsters lurking within the gate. Soon they are ambushed by high orcs, intelligent, ruthless creatures, far stronger than regular orcs. The team fights back bravely, but they are clearly outmatched. The orcs overwhelm them, wounding several hunters. Just when things seem hopeless, one of the orcs is suddenly lifted into the air and strangled to death. Jin's aura farming has begun. Without breaking a sweat, Jin systematically dismantles the enemy, his movements precise and devastating. The other hunters look on in shock as Jin, who was supposed to be a mere baggage carrier, single-handedly turns the tide of battle. The orcs are slaughtered, but before the team can escape, a powerful barrier is erected, trapping them inside. More high orcs appear, at least 50 of them, led by an orc boss with intelligence and terrifying power. The team captain tries to negotiate, his hands trembling as he attempts to communicate with the boss orc. However, the monsters are merely toying with them, exerting their dominance. One hunter is repeatedly slammed into the ground, nearly killed, before Jin finally decides to intervene. The moment he steps forward, the entire battlefield shifts. The high orcs, sensing his power, hesitate for the first time. Jin summons Igris, his loyal knight, who fights with unparalleled grace. Meanwhile, Jin himself goes to work, cutting down enemies effortlessly. The boss orc, realizing the threat, attempts to use magic, but Jin counters it with his own shadows. The battle is brutal, but Jin remains in complete control. However, as the fight drags on, his mana begins to run low. Without hesitation, he drinks a potion mid-battle, shocking his allies and terrifying his enemies. The moment he revives the fallen high orcs as his own undead soldiers, the boss orc knows it's over. Jin's dominance is absolute. The boss, now trembling in fear, kneels before him, acknowledging him as his lord. The battle ends, and the remaining hunters, including the surveillance team, are left speechless. They have just witnessed something beyond comprehension. Wisely, they decide not to question Jin's abilities and escort him out. Meanwhile, Cha Hayin, who has been investigating Jin, arrives at the gate but finds that everything is already over. She realizes she may have underestimated him. Later, Jin is called in for a reevaluation to determine his true rank. The moment he enters the testing facility, every other hunter in the building feels his overwhelming presence. Even a previously hyped-up S-rank hunter is completely overshadowed. His results are obvious. He is classified as an S-rank hunter, making him the 10th in Korea. The media goes into a frenzy, and other hunters, including past rivals, watch in frustration as Jin takes his rightful place at the top. However, instead of basking in the attention, Jin simply dodges the press and walks home as if nothing happened. Meanwhile, he prepares for his next challenge, a 100-floor dungeon that promises unimaginable rewards. Inside the dungeon, Jin lets his shadow army do most of the work while he casually strikes dramatic poses. His shadows cut through demons with ease, and even high-ranking demons are no match. Eventually, he meets Ellis, a cunning demon princess who offers to help him reach the Demon King's castle. Jin plays along, but he knows better than to trust her completely. When he